all you Amanita muscaria and Amanita rubinica. This is the Cozy Quilt Cinema. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Beth. And we're going to fungi with it. Michelle and I love watching movies together, and every week we bring that experience here, talking about how a film made us feel, and what stayed with us, maybe what surprised us. So grab your coziest blanket and get settled, because tonight we're coming back to a familiar movie for Michelle, and one that I haven't seen. And we're going to see what hits differently for her and what still lingers emotionally for the both of us.
Yes, so we have dabbled upon the, not dabbled upon, that sounds gross.
We dabbled.
We dabbled. We
dibbled.
We dibbled, and we might have quibbled a little bit with the 1998 Dark Harbor.
Dark Harbor.
Dark Harbor.
I've been saying it all
Dark
day.
Harbor.
All morning. This is not evening. I don't know why I said night.
No, it is morning.
Yeah, we usually do it at night. Yeah.
Cozy quilt in the morning.
With Abed and Troy?
No, with Michelle and Beth.
So yeah, Dark Harbor, the 1998 film, it kind of wraps you in this misty, damp atmosphere of a Maine autumn.
Yes.
Slowly chilling you to the bone with its, I don't know, I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it after.
Bone.
But first, let's get to the facts of the matter. Who was in this, Michelle?
The man, the myth, the legend. One of my true loves, I'm sorry, is Sir Alan Rickman. He is missed dearly, but he was 52 when he did this movie.
And he played
so many characters.
No, David Weinberg.
David Weinberg, sorry.
The character in the movie.
He played David Weinberg, which he is a lawyer, and it's also kind of offensive. Could you make it less obvious that you're going for a Jewish lawyer?
Sure. He was in Die Hard.
Yes, he was.
Is where I first saw him.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Potter series, which we know.
The Snapester. Sense
and Sensibility.
Yes.
And he's been in several other things like Dogma, stuff like that.
So I have picked a couple of my favorites. Bottle Shock, because I friggin' love Bottle Shock. Now, again, much like Dark Harbor, I'm afraid I'm going to be a little disappointed.
Dark
Harbor. Bottle Shock is about the early wineries in California. So it's kind of a historical piece, per se. But he was in Snowcake, which is a beautiful movie, I personally think, again. And he was in Texas's video, In Demand. And if you want to see a sexy Alan Rickman, watch the video for In Demand by Texas.
Okay.
That is a sexy Alan. But he was also in the movie Truly, Madly, Deeply, which is another beautiful movie, but it's a comedy. He was in Something the Lord Made, which is about a true story about the Blue Babies and how they started to pioneer. This black man was pioneering, a black doctor was pioneering this heart surgery on neonatal babies. Yeah. Fantastic movie. The thing about Alan Rickman, and I know I'm going off on an Alan Rickman tangent, but I need to get it out of my system, is that Alan, when we think about him, we think about the more dignified roles, but we kind of forget the things like Quigley Down Under. And we kind of forget the things like the fact that he wore a rubber head all through Galaxy Quest. Alan was a man who, while others took him seriously, he did not take himself seriously when it came to his roles.
I mean, in Dogma, he literally shed his pants to show no penis.
To show he had no penis. And he is the voice of God, which kind of always threw me off with Supernatural, because him being Metatron and then Booger being Metatron, Curtis Armstrong.
It's kind of funny.
It's kind of funny, but also off-putting. But yes, Alan, I loved him for the fact that he was so willing to try things, sure. And he always did something different. Except his bad guys were always the same bad guy.
But there were other people in this film.
Yes, there were. Not many, but there were. Polly Walker, who played Alexis Weinberg.
Alexis Chandler.
Chandler Weinberg.
She was in Rome.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, she got her Golden Globe nomination from that.
Yes.
And she was in Bridgerton. Of course, everyone was in Bridgerton. I think I was in it on accident once. I walked
You're
through
not
the set.
British.
No. Everyone has been in Bridgerton. Everyone.
Our youngest is a big Bridgerton fan. We're trying to get her to come on and talk about it, but she won't.
That's true. She will not. Patriot Games. She was also in Patriot Games. I had no idea.
She was in The Mentalist, and she was also in Psych.
Psych, yeah.
In the Malcolm McDowell episode, where Sean rescues Darth Vader.
What I remember about that isn't even Malcolm McDowell. It's the fact that Sean kept saying he had diplomatic immunity.
Well, I mean, also, he made a deal with this kid to go and steal a Darth Vader action figure from.
He was hired, thank you
He
very
was hired.
much. He was
yes,
doing a
it was
job.
it was a good episode, but it wasn't one of my favorite episodes.
He was on the job.
But it's funny because Malcolm McDowell is also a major character in The Mentalist, so there's a lot of crossovers between the two shows, and that's a whole other podcast that we might do in the future.
And he's a small part of Community.
He is in a small part of Community.
What did he do wrong that he got stuck in these
Oh, Malcolm.
in these small TV shows?
And then third, but not least, is I have mixed feelings about this gentleman, Norman Reedus, who plays quote unquote young man.
Young man.
Never gets a name. He gets a lot of names, but he doesn't actually get an official name in the whole movie.
I'm going to call him Sebastian.
Okay.
So The Walking Dead,
Mm-hmm.
that's where he is known from because he's the rugged survivor.
Mm-hmm.
Daryl Dixon.
Yep.
The Boondock Saints, a lot of people know him from that.
Mm-hmm.
And Blade 2.
If you hear noise, it's our cats. They're fussing behind us.
It is one or two of the cats.
Yes.
Which is all we have, one or two.
Yep.
Sometimes we have one, sometimes we have two.
Sometimes we have three. But
So, the director was Adam Coleman Howard,
mm-hmm.
and he did Dead Girl, which is a dark indie drama,
Mm-hmm.
Slaves of New York, and Quiet Cool.
Back to Norman Reedus, he also started his career doing a lot of music videos. Now, he continued to do them on and off, but he is known for being Judas in the Lady Gaga video, Judas. He was in, I didn't write the names of the songs, but he was in a Bjork video. He was in a Keith Richards video, but he was also in Radiohead's Fake Plastic Trees video.
I need to break down the IMDb
Mm-hmm.
because I never did.
Okay, no worries.
We're just kind of skipping around.
No worries.
A bickering couple speed through a downpour trying to catch the last ferry to their island retreat. Suddenly, they spot a crumpled body lying at the side of the road. After much argument, the couple stop and to aid the battered and bruised young man. Their offer of summoning the police firmly rejected, the couple help the young man as best they can, although it means missing their ferry. Thus begins a tale of twisted sexual attraction and ulterior motives. That is by Anonymous.
A naughty mouse.
That's right, a naughty mouse. No, that would be better, but it's anonymous.
Yes. I didn't say a naughty. A nonny.
No, I think
Hey,
a
naughty.
naughty mouse would be a better moniker, but they did not do that.
They could have, totally.
So how did you feel about this film?
So when I first saw this movie, it was well after the fact that it had been out, because I think I saw it in the early 2000s. And I was on my Alan Rickman obsession of going through all of his films, except I never got through all of them, but I got through a big chunk of them. And this was one of them. And again, I was in my late 20s, early 30s when I saw this. And I'm trying to think of my I was going through a lot of shit, as per usual. As per usual. I'm going through shit. I was going through shit. It was a really fucked up time in my life. But I had just discovered so I knew of Harry Potter. I had just discovered Harry Potter. And I am not going to give that woman any accolades, but at the time, I would have given her, because I was severely depressed. And my ex-mother-in-law gave me a Harry Potter book to read to the kids. And I read it and I kind of wanted more. So I had the next book. And I think I got all the way to book 3. And then I was like, I need more. And then I got online and I discovered the world of fan fiction and the whole fandom of Harry Potter and how crazy it is. But then I went to go see the movie with my oldest. And at that point, I kind of totally, that was seeing Alan as Snape did it for me. I was like, okay, I love this man. And I'd always liked Alan Rickman, but that was like, to me, not because of the role, but because he just embodied. He doesn't look anything like the character that she describes, but yet it's him.
Right.
And I can't ever see anybody else as Snape because of Alan, not because of J.K. Rowling. And I went off the deep end of fan fiction, but hey, I was in, again, mental place. But I wanted to see more of him. It wasn't just about, I just needed that focus.
Right.
To get my mind off of the shit I was dealing with. And a lot of times, a lot of the things when I say I was going through a lot of shit and then I like something is because I needed that focus to get through the mental shit I was dealing with. So, and let's see how many times Michelle can say shit in an episode. But this movie, I enjoyed it and I didn't know anything about it other than I knew it was a psychological thriller and I didn't even know who Norman Reedus was. So it wasn't until many years later when I watched The Walking Dead and I'm seeing Daryl Dixon, I'm like, bitch, you gay for Alan Rickman. And what's really funny is like, so I know that like the Daryl Dixon character, Norman Reedus has said that he's either asexual or he just has no interest. They wanted to keep him. I think one of the writers said he was a virgin and
They wanted him outside the romantic
which
issues.
I appreciate that.
Sure.
He doesn't need to have not everybody needs to hook up with somebody. And yes, he is considered a sex symbol because of the fact that he's got that rugged persona that women tend to like. And they see that rugged asshole persona.
I think
I don't.
One would probably say it's more coded for the gay.
Oh no! Well, it's
gays.
more coded. It's more coded for men because he's a manly man.
Yeah.
But I love that he is portrayed in a lot of these asshole men look at Daryl Dixon and they're like, that's the motherfucker I want to be like. And I'm going, he kissed Alan Rickman.
Okay.
So yeah, it's my thing. But yeah, so the movie is, it made me, I liked it. I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it was better than it was.
Okay. Well,
how did it make you feel?
I didn't see it before.
That's true. That's true.
Tell you. I felt ambivalent because I didn't know it existed.
That's true. It's very obscure. It was very difficult to find.
It's very easy for me. Although there are many movies that are very similar to this movie.
Yes.
One of those is Death Trap from 1982. And it's a movie that stars Christopher Reeves and Michael Caine.
Okay.
And it is it's similar in aspect to this movie. There are differences, of course, but it's very similar. So we watched the movie. Now then we came straight in here. This is another morning for us.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've decided to do this in the mornings.
It seems to be our
It has a different energy than coming home.
Oh gosh!
After a long day of work,
watching a movie and then having to talk about it.
We're in the fields and
in the fields,
and we're in the fields and we're in the quarries, chipping stones. I don't know what they do in there. I think they just blow things up.
I think they do.
We have a quarry close by.
Yes, we do.
And it blows up.
Oh,
quite
yes,
a bit.
It does. That's why our house has got cracks in it.
But it's a good place to put bodies.
I mean, sure.
So
if you have to find them.
You have your trade-offs. Find a lot of pocket change. There's pockets in there somewhere.
Yep. Oh, my Lord. And it's a rainy day today, so it actually kind of suits the movie.
It's rainy and cold out. It's cool. Mm-hmm. It's got this undercurrent of like very cold air cutting through.
Yes, because we're about to hit
it feels like the movie looked.
Yes.
So as it appeared, we also felt it was like it was projecting it.
Yeah, because again, the movie takes place in like an autumn time frame. And we are not in autumn, but it is still giving us that autumn feel.
Yeah. Well, I like in this movie, because when I wrote this down, I was trying to think of how the movie would make me feel. And this sums it up. It's like a heavy wool sweater. It feels really good until it gets wet. And then it starts becoming damp and itchy and feels like you're suffocating. That's how it felt. I'm talking about not aspects of the movie. I'm talking about the setting, the movie itself.
It does, because it does have, honestly, if I didn't know it took place in Maine on an island, I swear I would think, if they didn't do the whole boating scene and ferry scene, I'd swear they were up in the Appalachian Mountains, because it just had that feel. When they're mushroom picking, it's got that damp green lushness of,
Well, I mean, Maine does have that.
It does have that as well. And also that's part of our mountains
one of the things
too,
that
right?
Maine is known for is
and
being damp and uncomfortable.
And don't the Appalachians go up in that way? I think they do, because they go all the way across the ocean, right? Yeah, so there we go.
They go all the way around. It wraps around, touches its butt.
Oh, it's the Ouroboros of mountain ranges.
Yeah, it touches its own butt.
Doesn't
eat its own butt.
Just touches it.
Just gently caresses its
and
own.
goes, I got a nice booty.
I got Mothman butt. It's nice and smooth.
Juicy butt. We're lost. You could tell we really cared about this movie.
Look, the movie was not...
It's not bad, but it's not great.
It was not... I'm not trying to rate the movie.
No. I'm just saying it's not bad, but it's not great.
But it's not something I'm going to go back to. No. Because, again, this is derivative of a lot of different movies that are probably better produced.
Yes.
Now, we were looking for it.
Yes.
And couldn't find it.
No.
Because 2019 Doc Abba kept coming up, and...
Joel McHale, so once again...
Joel McHale, so...
Third Community reference.
It really is. But, so because Joel McHale is in it, you know this is an Oscar-winning performance.
Sorry, Joel.
This movie did a great job.
We actually love you, Joel McHale, okay? Don't get us wrong.
We do.
We love you so much.
I love Jeffrey Winger. I'm not sure. No, I do love.
I don't love Jeffrey Winger.
I do love Joel McHale.
I peripherally love Jeffrey Winger. He's a dick.
I'm attracted to Jeffrey.
Okay, who isn't attracted to Jeffrey Winger?
But I like Joel. Okay, so anyway, what I was saying before is this is derivative of very many things, but when we tried to look for it, we could not find it.
No.
And when we searched for it, we only found it in one place. With our Google searching, there are better places to search.
Yes.
But we will provide the links in the show notes.
Yes.
For the one place we found it, which is split into two parts.
And that's on YouTube. I'll just cut it out now. I mean, there's no point in doing our where to watch it, because it's really literally one place.
That we know of.
Mm-hmm, that we could find.
Unless you have... so there is another place that you can find it. It is on electronicbay.com. And I wish I was doing a Ron Swanson joke here, but it literally is $19.99 for the DVD. And that is under thinkful.needs.
Haha.
So you can go there and buy your very own copy of the very hard to find Doc Abba.
Doc Abba. I mean, and if you're a huge Alan fan, you'll appreciate this movie. And even if you're a Norman Reedus fan, there's the one lovely thing about this movie is the soliloquies in this movie. There are moments where they just, wax rhapsodic. That's it.
Sure. They very much like to talk. Because it's all there is.
It's really not much else, yeah.
There's a lot of talking. And
talking and scenery.
This is almost a bottle episode of a movie. I mean, it's not going anywhere. It's all in one location.
Takes place over, 2-3 days?
So there are some fairy scenes. Even in the fairy scenes, you only see them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't see
even
any
see other people. It's like, who the hell is driving the boat?
Only see people at the funeral, right?
That's pretty much it. I mean, at the very start, you see, I guess, a few people in the background.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But nobody in the foreground.
Mm-mm.
So this is pretty much
They don't want to pay anybody.
It's pretty much a movie of three. I really think that's the case.
I mean, when you get an Alan Rickman in your movie,
you just blew the budget.
You did just blow the budget.
I mean, Polly too. So let's not go crazy
no. And well, I would say Norman, but he was not known.
He was a young,
up
and coming buck.
Baby Reedus. That is a baby Reedus right there. That is like a not haggled, smooth-faced baby Reedus.
And still has that like edge of like he's been in the dirt.
Oh God, yeah. No, you know you're going to catch something, but you're going to go there anyway.
No, I don't think you're going to catch something. I'm saying he still feels like he hasn't, like he's just like in the dirt. He's just been in the dirt. He's been roughing it for a while.
Oh yeah.
Even though he's smooth-faced.
Oh yeah, no. You know he's
nothing wrong with that.
No.
He definitely brings his own little energy to this whole thing.
He does. I wished his voice had dropped. You know, that's the only thing that was missing. Was he really has a higher?
He can't really help that.
No. I'm just saying that was like it put me. It kind of confused me a little bit. There's a lot of voice choices in this movie that I have to question. Why?
Yeah.
Okay, Alan Rickman can do an American accent when he's doing a Southern accent. In Something the Lord Made, he does a Southern doctor, and he has that Georgia accent down. It works for him. It's weird and off-putting because you know he's British, but at least with Polly, she played somebody who was British, even though in the beginning I felt like she was also kind of wavering in and out. And Alan doing a straight American accent is impossible because he still had British pronunciations of words. You hear it, and especially in the scenes where he's getting more, agitated, and his Brit comes out, and it's very disconcerting and odd of a choice.
It really is. I mean, I don't know that really mattered that much.
It didn't, but it also kind of kept pulling me out of his character because I wanted to like listen and be absorbed in the story. But I would see his face and that voice just did not match in my head. Because even when he's doing the love soliloquy, which if y'all know, the love soliloquy early 2000s was on the internet. And for those of us in that obsessed Alan Rickman point, we just passed that clip around. There's that one and you don't know the rules. That was like also like, but they sound like Alan.
Yeah.
But when he's talking other times, you're just like, oh, this isn't right.
Well, we should say it is set on a remote island in Maine.
Yes, it is. Seal Rock in Maine.
Right. And the physical distance from everything else makes you, it's built-in isolation.
Yes.
So the film is going to feel incredibly isolated. The people you're stuck with are the people you're stuck with.
Mm-hmm.
There's no chance of a mailman even coming by.
Yeah, think of the book, The Troop, without the gore.
Right. So this enters into that whole 7-year itch and the perfect crime. It kind of melds all of that together.
Yes.
And then you've got this whole thing of just a lot of snarkiness, but not just snark. This is like, it's like just a bitchy couple.
Like you can tell they really need some counseling or just a fucking bite the bullet and divorce.
I mean, it's not even bite the bullet. They should happily divorce.
Yeah.
And the only reason not to, and I'm sorry, but I know what they were kind of going for is that he finally got to be himself. He finally got away.
But it's murder.
It's not just murder. You could have divorced. You had every chance in the world to walk the fuck away.
I think that even though they don't talk about finances, but what you get the impression is even though he's a lawyer, she is affluent.
It's her money.
It's her money.
And it's her island.
And yes. So if he divorced her, he would lose all of that. And really, so he doesn't lose it and he maintains the money is to have her killed.
Yeah, that's the decision he came to. It takes a real sense of immorality to go, instead of, I don't know, separating, getting a divorce, or even just talking to her and saying, hey, can we have an open marriage? Instead of doing that, it's cheat on her, which she's obviously been doing,
Mm-hmm.
and then kill her
Yes.
so that you can have it all.
Mm-hmm.
It,
What's weird is I am more upset by Alan Rickman in Love Actually than I am at Alan Rickman in this movie. And you'd think I wouldn't be, that I would be more upset with him, like as a, not upset with Alan, but like as the character. I am more upset by the character he plays in Love Actually, where he quote unquote cheats on Emma Watson, Emma Thompson.
Yes.
That bothers me more than him murdering Polly Walker or having her killed. Because think about we kind of were touching about this.
I mean, I get what you're saying emotionally, yes.
As a viewer.
Yes, emotionally it feels
I'm not as
somehow
invested.
more. Well, I think that's the thing, is you are more invested in them as a couple.
Yeah.
Because they do actually love each other.
Well, they have got more chemistry.
And they actually love each other. Where these two start out,
and you're just like,
and they're already well past the point.
Mm-hmm.
Polly and Alan, their character names, whatever they are.
Alexis and David.
Sure.
Oh my God, Alexis and David. Holy shit, ew, David.
So wrong. Well, that's the problem. Brother and sister.
Ew.
That's always an issue.
So we were talking about a totally different topic earlier. We're not going to get into that right now, but we were talking about power, somebody being powerful.
Oh, the power dynamics. Yes.
And so if you assume that the characters in this movie are the same ages as the actors, Alan was 52 when he did this movie, and Norman was 29.
Right.
That's a power play right there. That is a power dynamic. Assuming that he and Norman, young man, hooked up and have this, probably the relationship that David is talking about early, like when in this one soliloquy, in the love soliloquy, he talks about how when he was younger, love was exciting and fireworks. And then as he's gotten older, he realizes that love is the time that you've shared, the ups and the downs that you've come through with that person that you love, which if you just listen to that soliloquy, it is beautiful. And it is romantic, because you're just like, yeah, it's not always about the excitement. It's about, look at what we've come through, and we're still together, and we're still strong, and we still love each other.
Yeah, but he was literally talking to the young man.
He was.
Not to her.
No, I know that. And the thing is you have to wonder, did they have that more of that explosion and fireworks? And he does not have that with her anymore. So he's using that against this young man to be the catalyst. I'm going to come to the island. I don't care how you get there. We're going to be here. I need you to do blah, blah, blah. Don't care how you do it. And then we'll be together and we'll be rich.
No, I don't think that. I think myself, and I don't know the writers.
No, because we don't really know. There's a lot of holes.
But what I believe is that he married her only because of what she could give him.
Oh, probably, yes.
Because he had no love for her. He said that as much. He said as much when he was fighting with her.
Mm-hmm. That is true, that he spent 7 years in a coffin with her.
Right. So this was all time that he spent with other people,
mm-hmm.
and just going through the motions with her. Yes, they built a life together, but they were building them from separate rooms.
It's true.
And she's always been lonely because she's always been the one who has been faithful.
Mm-hmm.
You can assume by the way she acts.
Yes.
She obviously does have the 7-year itch, but that's because she hasn't been with anybody else, and she's been severely lacking in her own relationship.
Yes.
He's ignored her, or he's been pettily cruel to her the entire time. These are not snipes of snipes. These are not, the barbs of a relationship that's gone sour.
Mm-mm.
These are the barbs of a relationship that never developed.
No.
She loved him at one point, but it's turned to bitterness, and he never loved her.
So let's get a little scientifically.
A little scientifically?
Yes.
Okay.
So Alexis, if we go by, again, like I said before, if we go by the age of the actors as age of the characters. So when we meet Alexis, she's 32. So that would make her 25 when she met him, and he would have been 45. The human brain is not fully developed until around the age of 25. If she met him and he saw dollar signs, he could have easily manipulated her into falling in love with him. And then,
well, sure.
Again, it was all about, and if it was all about the money, again, this movie leaves so much open to interpretation because we can only assume it's because of Norman Reedus that he wants her dead, or we can assume that it's because of the money that he wants her dead, but we don't really know why he wants her gone.
Well, you're not going to get that.
No, we're not going to get that.
Yeah, it's not going to get
all about supposition. You have no choice but to sit there and go, well, it could be this, and well, it could be that.
Well, when you're talking about the power dynamics of the situation, he is in the power position in both relationships.
Yes, he is.
With her and with Norman.
Mm-hmm.
So he's in control the full time.
Yes.
So ultimately, I believe that this is not a movie about him keeping wealth and keeping getting his life, but of remaining firmly in control.
I mean, probably, yeah. You're probably right there because
money brings control, and then he's got a lover who has literally killed for him. He now has control of.
So at the end, you know throughout the story, because Alexis tells about herself to the young man, that her mother did not approve of her first love with the blue eyes and did not approve of David. And you see her mother at the funeral and she's watching him, and then she follows him, and you're thinking, oh, here it comes. She's going to go and lay into this man and be like, this is your fault. You drove her to this. She's my baby, blah, 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 blah. But no, she does the most diabolical thing. She quietly asks him to take off his glasses so she can see his eyes. And then she hands him her suicide note, which she pre-wrote earlier in the movie based on the young man asking her to write down his thoughts.
Yeah.
So it's not even her words, but because she wrote it down and she transcribed it for him, it comes off as her words.
Which was the whole point.
Oh yeah, it was the whole point.
That was the whole reason.
Because you go back and if you don't know how the movie ends, and I don't care if I'm spoiling it for people because none of y'all are gonna actually watch this one, unless you're a diehard Alan fan.
I think they should watch it.
I think you should, because it's not a bad movie. It's slow, but it's intentionally slow. You're supposed to not understand what is happening. You're supposed to be like either enamored from what I was reading of critics or other people who've watched this movie. People either hated how slow it went, and other people loved it because they felt like it just really gave you the opportunity to take in the environment and the atmosphere. And I guess like that's almost like the fourth character in the movie is that location.
Well, it was the isolating factor. If they'd done this in any other place,
it wouldn't have worked.
She would have left.
She would have left, yeah.
She would have left.
But they couldn't.
And she would have dealt with things.
It would have been
with
easier.
Her lawyers. She would have made phone calls. Notice the phone was out for most of this.
And she would have, or he would, the young man would have been gone, because how many times did they attempt
Sebastian.
How many times did they attempt to take him to the ferry and something would happen?
Right.
And they couldn't. The boat broke down. There was a big storm, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
So did you notice, and I think this movie probably would have had more depth, would have had more of a feel of completion if at the end it flashed back to these moments. And one of them is when they're in the ferry. Oh, they're on the ferry, not in the ferry. If you're in the ferry, you're
I caught it too. I know what you're talking about.
So when they're on the ferry, he gets out of the car and he walks up and gets some coffee. Well, Sebastian, Norman Reedus,
not his name.
Norman Reedus is his name.
Not Sebastian.
So Norman he wakes up.
Mm-hmm. He fell
sleeping,
asleep on the boat.
He's sleeping outside on the catwalk.
Mm-hmm.
On the catwalk.
On
He's
the
sleeping
catwalk.
outside on the catwalk. He wakes up in a strictly not right said Fred kind of way.
Yes.
And he goes into that cabin to get coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
And
there's a pause.
Before
Alan leaves.
And then
going out the other side.
Alan, playing his character, walks out the other side with coffee.
But it should be automatic because it's not a very big, it's like a long room. And
they had time to kiss or to talk.
Or just nod and be like, you got, we're on the same page. You know what you're supposed to do, whatever. It was enough to have a few words shared.
If they had flashed back to those moments where they're actually doing the talking, where they're actually like either planning or just kissing, anything at all, it would have been better than the heteronormative, shocking reveal of the gay guys kissing.
Yes.
They even had the hoodie up. To me, it is so coded for the hetero, like, yuck factor to be put in that place to make it's kind of like the crying game in a way.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, that's not a girl. It's their outrage that fuels the twist in the movie. And that is not the twist. The twist was that he's a murdering psychopath or sociopath.
Yes.
Sociopath. He's a murdering sociopath that wanted to stay in control of the money and the relationship he was in.
I'm going to cause more outrage. Norman Reedus is a twink. In this movie, he's a twink.
Sure. He's more of a, I don't know.
Well, because think about when he comes up onto the porch at the end and he's wearing that hoodie. If you don't know that it's Norman Reedus in that hoodie, it could be any thin person.
Well, that was the whole thing they were playing off of is it could be a girl.
Woman. Yeah.
Right. It's that hetero yuck factor they were going for to fuel the outrage at the end so that people were like, oh, man. And then they would have that emotional stop because it just ends there.
Yes.
And when it ends, it's a dead end. The door closes and that's it. There's nothing else.
No, the movie ends abruptly.
I think there was a lot of room for a lot more depth of character, especially if they did some, I don't know, maybe not a lot of flashbacks, but some flashbacks to their previous marriage where she thought maybe he was gay or that maybe, instead of hitting it as a shock factor, using it as a very real reason to be upset in your marriage.
Yes. Because there's a
giving
lot of
her a real reason because she had every reason in the world to feel the way she did. He obviously didn't care about her. He obviously wasn't attracted to her. And they fought all the time. That's got to wear on you.
So when she thinks Alan or David has gone off island to get lobsters and he ends up hanging out with friends, he actually knows what they're doing. He's been watching them.
Right.
So if you notice, though, and this just shows you the age difference in the maturity level is while, again, 32 and 29, what did they do while he was gone? They didn't go and feck up in the bedroom. No, they played. They ran around the island and they played. They dressed up. Norman Reedus sang Happy Birthday, Mr. President, a la Marilyn Monroe in a creepy kind of way. And, they played. He pushed her on the swing. They acted like a young couple. And while after the movie that, the young man really didn't have any intention with her beyond what his goal was, what David set for him as his goal, that moment showed you that the age difference. And that's probably why he comes back and he's like, I'm sick, and first he was going to not cook for them and he was just going to be,
right.
He probably, the realization and to a certain degree may have hit him that I don't fit in either side of this equation. For a half a minute, he may have had, because again, he lost control. You were saying about the control. He lost that control in that one moment because he saw them having fun. He saw them exploring and doing.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he was very jealous.
I think he was expecting them to go and have sex, but instead, they played.
Yeah.
They joked around. They had a blast.
Well, I think he originally planned to poison her.
I think so.
With the meal, because remember he said, don't forget the mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he was planning on putting some of that in there to poison her.
Yes.
And then she would have died because she picked the mushrooms,
mm-hmm.
quote unquote.
Yes. And I think...
So it would have been on her. She made a mistake.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And instead he changed his mind. And then he had to have Sebastian,
the young man,
poison her by feeding her a mushroom.
In the fit of...
In the throes of
whatever
her passion.
Yes. Because she showed him the two different mushrooms and how one was an aphrodisiac if you turned it upside down and you saw the white underneath, and the other one was deadly poisonous if you saw the purple gills underneath of it.
Which you named at the first of this episode.
The first one was the aphrodisiac, and the rubinicus, I think is what it was, is the poisonous one. Or what was it? Little Julie? Yeah, something like that.
Don't do either one of those.
No. Wild mushrooms, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to hurt yourself. So really, stick to the people who actually
Wild mushrooms,
know.
even if you know what you're doing,
can still be dangerous.
Just don't do it unless you absolutely need to, or you're so professional you don't have to worry about it.
You know who I love watching pick mushrooms because this person is badass and I just adore them, is the Appalachian forager. She is funny. And she knows her shit. And because of her, I want to grow, and I don't like mushrooms, but I want to grow oyster mushrooms for you.
Oh, yeah.
Based on what she showed.
I definitely want the oyster mushrooms. I want the lion's mane as well.
Yes.
You can make some nice steaks, I hear.
We have a giant mushroom on top of an oak tree in the playground that I work at. And it's crazy how it's massive, but it's way, way, way up there.
So yeah, they want to portray Polly or Alexis as this poor little rich girl, but she's rich, but it doesn't come into play here.
No.
If you're on an island, sure, it's the island you own, you're not interacting with anyone to even know how rich you may be or may not be.
No, it's just her stories.
Perfectly isolated so that you have no depth of how rich she may be, how conceited in her wealth she may be. You have no idea. All you see, no matter how much they say poor little rich girl in the context, all you actually see is this woman who constantly has to deal with the backhanded disregard and an active hate coming from Alan or Bill, what's his name? David.
David.
Doesn't matter. Their names really don't matter that much because you get no sense of who these people are.
The only way I relate to her is, again, with my ex-husband and the way he would only want to deal with us when he wanted to deal with us. And then the rest of the time we were, I don't know how better to describe it, but put us on a shelf until he wanted to deal with us. So until he was in the mood to be a part of the family, to joke around, to have fun, the rest of the time you just didn't interact. You tried to avoid him, or you didn't want to deal with the attitude of just being a bother because you exist. So I got that feeling from her, like she's dealing with that aspect of it, and I can relate to that. But otherwise, I cannot relate to her, and nor do I care about the character. So when she dies, meh. I don't care about them.
I care in the way that if you were to take this and take the fact that it's her island out of it. So if you remove her wealth as a factor and they're just on a island and they're just in a house, this is a woman who is being manipulated, first of all, abused, mentally abused, second of all, harassed, third of all, and ignored every other time. She is being mentally abused constantly, and it's treated as if it's her fault for doing so. She goes out of her way to try to please him. She goes out of her way to try to be nice, and every time she does it, he slaps it down like a badminton racket.
Well, also, because he plays badminton at one point. But also, a good scene of control is right before he loses his shit in the kitchen, David. He says, she asks, she reaches over and she checks the time on his watch. And he's like, why aren't you wearing your watch? Because I didn't want to wear it today. But you always wear your watch. Well, not today. And she's blasé about it because I'd be like, what the fuck does it matter to you? But he was like...
Can you imagine me bringing that? Why aren't you wearing your watch?
Because I didn't fucking remember it.
That would be
weird. Probably that's what I had.
First of all, it'd be weird for me to ask.
Yes, but most likely it's because I forgot it.
And I know damn well it's because you forgot it.
Exactly. Because the other day,
no ulterior motive at all.
None whatsoever. Just forgot my damn watch. I forgot my Apple Watch the other day because I had a whole different morning schedule. I had to go to a different location before I could even go to work, and it totally fucked up my morning. Not really in a bad way. Just I forgot things because I didn't do things the way I normally do.
Just so you're aware, it's an Apple Watch because it's powered by plugging an Apple into it.
Oh, that's why I'm doing it wrong. Oh. Okay.
That's why it's such an inconvenient watch.
It really is.
You have to have an Apple Pocket to hold the Apple while it powers your watch.
I just don't like how if I forget my phone in my car, I have to go back out and get it. Because I thought the whole point of having the watch was so I didn't have to rely on my phone. But if it's not within a certain... I work in a Faraday cage.
No, I'm saying you could if you had the other watch, the one with the chip in it, the SIM card in it.
Yeah, but because it does rely, and I don't mind that it relies on my phone so much as I work in a Faraday cage, and if anybody who's ever worked in a public school, at least the ones on the East Coast, it's something to do with those cinder block walls. You are in a Faraday cage, and you cannot get any type of service outside of your room. So... yes, my phone, which is usually only like about, 10 feet away from the front door, is usually, blocks. It's blocked.
So I'd like to go into why Sebastian, and I'm giving him more power than the movie gave him.
Oh, no, definitely.
Because I named him. And they didn't manage to name him, and they don't care.
No.
And you know nothing about him. Everything has been fabricated.
Oh, yeah.
His whole personality, everything about him, except for the very end, apparently, and you don't know for sure, is fabricated for one purpose, and that is to get her out of the picture.
Yeah.
Now, how long did they know each other? You really don't know, because it seems like at the start of the movie, he wasn't going to stop and pick him up. So at what point did they formulate this plan?
So here's my theory on that, is that was all part of the plan.
Okay.
So I believe that he was always going to, he probably said to him, meet us on the island, but he didn't specify how, and that the rest of it was quote unquote.
They met before the island.
Well, yes, but but I think what David told quote unquote Sebastian was, you need to get to the island and then we're going to blah, 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 blah. But he didn't tell him how to get to the island, and that him laying on the side of the road and him, his story of being a hitchhiker and getting onto the boat, all of that was his idea to get into, her good graces. He didn't know that they were going to pull over, but if they didn't pull over, he was still going to go on the ferry. But that just happened to be. Like, I don't think that was part of David's plan, but definitely Sebastian's plan.
This would be us filling in the holes that the writers never cared about.
Explanation.
The writers did not care anything about this that I know of, based on anything I've seen. There's nothing they cared about this young man.
No.
He's a prop.
But as somebody who knows what's happening, when I watched it, you can see a half a second when she when they go up to to what they don't know if he's alive or not, to the guy laying on the side of the road, and she kind of pushes his shoulder and you could see his face. And then Alan has this moment of, like, it's a microscopic, like, flash of Alan Rickman has the same problem I have. We're not very expressive. We don't have a lot of facial expression unless we're like laughing.
Right.
Most of the time it's just resting bitch face. So those little tiny quirks, I notice them on other people because I know I don't have them. And I think that's why often you're like, are you okay? I'm fine. I'm just, I have no expression because I'm doing something.
Well, I asked because I can't tell what your expression
but I mean, like,
may
I get
be.
that a lot too, where people will be like, oh my gosh, at work the other day, they told me something I couldn't wrap my brain around. And I kept saying it out loud and trying to work through it in my head the way I do when I'm just outraged by like something that doesn't make sense to me. And then one of my coworkers comes over like a few minutes later and she goes, I really didn't mean to get you upset. I was just telling you what I know in the past. And I'm like, oh, I'm not upset with you. That was just me working through it. And that's because of my lack of facial expression and sometimes my tone of voice.
People say that about me. They always think I'm mad. I'm like, no, I just have resting, unamused face.
Exactly. And so when she pushes his shoulder and you see Norman Reedus's face, Alan Rickman kind of like, he has like almost like a head twitch, almost like, okay, this is how we're doing it, But then he's like, don't touch him. You don't know where he's been,
Use the ammonia because
yes, ammonia.
This is the 1930s.
Scrub with ammonia. You could tell he's British. No.
Well, that's the whole thing. I know he's not trying to use an American accent, but I never heard an American accent.
No, it was a mess. I love you, but no.
I heard him trying for it.
Yeah.
But it's so little pronounced that I was like, is he trying for an American accent or is he just slipping out of his own British accent?
It was not as bad as Eve Miles doing her American accent, but it was not great.
Right. But I mean, here's the thing. The British accent has been developed.
Mm-hmm.
They did it because they didn't want to sound like Americans.
Well, it was the aristocracy did not want to sound like the peasantry. And so they began to use this affectation in how they spoke. And then the peasantry began to pick it up. But that is why it's different in different areas. And when we have the Cockney and you have, this, I wouldn't even say the Scot, but maybe even definitely the Irish. And it's all derived from, I don't want to sound like the peasants, but the peasants picked it up anyway, because, that's what we do. We see what the rich people are doing and we emulate it because it's just always been. Movie stars, we want to have the blonde hair, the bottle blonde hair of the 40s, or the style dress that they're wearing, or it's in it to a certain degree. We still do it. Maybe not so much like they did in the past, but yeah, we do emulate, unfortunately, we have how many reality TV shows? We love our famous people, even if they're not even really famous.
Yeah, I really wish we just emulated ourselves off of coroners. That'd be awesome.
Oh, be great.
Because they have kicking hairstyles. They're wearing those long lab coats.
I really thought you said corners, not coroners. So it took me a hot minute to realize that coroners don't wear lab coats.
Corners.
That
made no sense.
No, I know. That's why I stared at you as long as I did.
I thought you were just listening.
No, I was trying to process. You're crazy.
I figured you were processing because your face went slack.
Yes. Because you had a stroke, but I mean, I was pretty much processing. So the one thing I did not, the writers, we have Adam Coleman Howard. He's the director, but he's also the co-writer, and Justin Lazard. And there's a lot of little throwaway lines that really kind of not upset me per se. I mean, it did because I wouldn't have, reacted to them. I mentioned the one was the fact that, his last name is Weinberg and he's a lawyer. And I'm sorry, while yes, there are a lot of Jewish lawyers out there, and obviously there is nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to write a story about white people doing white people things and white people murder, maybe not make it so anti-Semitic. Because basically now you have
or at least cloaked in anti-Semitism.
because
yes.
now you have he never says his religion, but
it's left implied.
but
yes.
also now you have a murdering Jewish person, assuming that Weinberg is a Jewish man.
Right.
I mean, and that is offensive. And
I mean, why not have a Roman?
Exactly. They're more murderous, I guess. I don't know. In the past, they were.
They're very stabby.
Historically,
I
they were
that.
stabby.
Yes.
And the other thing is, she makes a comment about something being cute, and he goes, what did he say? Dwarves in a circus are cute. Something along those lines. And that's bad writing.
I mean, but I understand I understand that, though, in the context of he's a bad person.
Yes.
He's not a good person. So him using, the word dwarves to, for, little people is a way of...
In a circus.
Is a way of showing his disdain for everyone, not just her.
I get that. But again, it was an unnecessary line because it really... There were other ways he could have been a dick about her saying something was cute.
Sure, but being offensive is kind of how you get there.
So yeah, I mean, again, it bothers me. And because there's other ways to say cute.
Sure.
Make fun of her. Okay, so we already talked about where you can watch it. You can watch it in 2 parts on YouTube.
Right.
So, I mean, they're 40 and 45-minute clips. The first one abruptly ends, but it does continue on. It is not the best quality, but I can't remember if the movie was the best quality.
But the good thing is, it is continuous.
It is continuous.
It is split into 2 parts. There are no commercial interruptions other than what YouTube will put up for them. And so it's obviously recorded on a stream of some kind because it digitizes.
Yes.
So you're going to have moments where it is digitized. It's hard to get through sometimes. The audio quality is not the best.
Yeah.
But it was the best one we could find, and maybe you can find better.
And honestly, I know I keep saying no one's going to watch it, but really, if you watch it, please let us know, and let us know how you feel about it, because, again, it's not a bad movie. It could be better. It could be a much better movie.
Sure, but we're talking about a movie that's almost 20 years old.
Oh, no. I'm just talking about, like, the story itself could have...
I mean, it's been done.
It's been done.
Many times, but that's because it's a 20-year-old movie.
Yeah, but the movie itself could have been done better. Alan could have had, again, they could have explained a little bit more. But there are some beautiful, beautiful words. I mean, just the descriptions of love and feelings and emotions are very poetic and almost heartbreaking at times.
Poetically dark.
Yes,
sure.
Poetically dark. And I think that's what, to me, makes the movie. Is I think I just have this, because I do love the love soliloquy. And because of that, I think that's why I've always had such a love for this movie. But now I'm kind of like, I'll just listen to the clip.
So for me, if you're suburban and very white and a lot of emo, you may like this movie.
And you like mushrooms. And foraging.
If you have a passing interest in mushrooms, yes.
But otherwise, and if you like, Norman Reedus in drag singing Happy Birthday, Mr. President. Wasn't really in drag, he just had a bad wig on. Sure.
It's dragish.
Dragish, yeah.
Little drag queen there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys, it's time for the Stitch Count. We're running this film through the Castellini test, the inclusivity and gaze lens, and the Tremors gold standard to see how well it holds together. We're going to tally it up and talk through where it shines or frays, and decide whether the story actually makes something warm and communal, or if the seams start pulling apart. So let's count the stitches. Bitches?
So let's talk about the Castellini test first. And that's, of course, going to measure feminism.
Yes.
And we will see where that leads us. It's going to be difficult because we have 3 people in this movie. So there have to be at least 2 named women characters with at least 5 lines of dialogue each.
Well, see, there isn't, because there is 2 named women, but the mother does not say anything other than, here's her. She says his name, take off your glasses.
She doesn't have 5 lines of dialogue.
But she's called Alexis Senior.
Sure.
That's what it said in the IMDb.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it does not have. It just has Alexis.
Okay. Do we need to keep going? Because
no,
I think
because
it fails
really
right
though,
there, right?
because while they do have conversations with other people, she has conversations with both David and the young man, and they are not necessarily about relationships, because she does talk about her past. She talks about her family. She talks about the mushrooms. It would pass that, but only in the sense of Alexis.
And she is integral to the plot because she's the murder victim.
And without her, there wouldn't really be a plot, because there wouldn't be a house.
Because there are not 2 women who are named who have 5 lines of dialogue each, it can't pass the Castellani.
No, it cannot.
So that will fail.
We haven't had a fail in a long time.
Right. Next, we'll go with inclusivity.
Mm-hmm.
And I could probably go away from, the 2 named women characters.
Yes.
I could support it passing if it wasn't for the fact that she's used as the prop.
Oh, no, she's totally a prop, and she's definitely the device for his freedom, and that's kind of a problem in itself. Not very feminist.
So let's look at inclusivity and gaze. So there's a score between 0 and 1 for each one of these, and it can have a total of 4. So it's either on or off, and then you can have 4 points or less. So number 1, the racial diversity with agency, not just background. There's only white people.
Yeah, there's only white people in this movie.
I don't think there was anyone of color even in the background, but this is in Maine, supposedly. So take that with the grain of salt. Number 2, LGBTQ presence that isn't a punchline or tragedy.
So here's the thing. While it is a device plot, or a plot device, I said that backwards, it is not a joke, and it's not a tragedy, because the gays didn't die. The gays weren't the butt of the joke. Unless you count Norman Reedus dancing in a wig.
Okay, so number 1 gets a 0.
Mm-hmm.
The second one gets a pass.
I'm going to say yes with her eyes squinted looking sideways, yes.
Sure. Okay, so that's 1 point so far. Age, body type, or disability treated with dignity.
Okay, so here's the thing. Alan gets naked and jumps off a boat. And like early on, he's, getting scrubbed down because I guess, what did he get? Poison ivy or some shit on him? She's scrubbing his ass down, and he's wearing a bathing suit. And, he's got dad bod. And no one's talking shit about, his 52-year-old body. And
Sure.
So I have to let it pass on that one. There's no body shaming at all.
So we have 2 points so far.
Yeah.
Camera gaze, not relentlessly sexualized or punitive.
So I was gonna say yes, but there's a scene at the end where Norman comes in shirtless, and I'm like, put a shirt on, you animal,
It's not just that. So I'm going to say there's a couple of other scenes.
There are, but that's what I thought of. Yeah.
But I'm going to call these the Princess Leia scenes.
Okay.
The camera is focused on her breasts for each of the scenes.
True.
The shirts are purposely to where they fold in at the cleavage so that you can see the shape of her breasts. Mm-hmm. She is sans bra for several of them.
Yes.
It's aimed, even though it's taking in the entire scene, that is the focal point. Mm-hmm. Or at least it's mine. Maybe I just like boobs. But if I'm noticing it, other people are noticing it.
I didn't, but I don't really watch movies often or actually watch them.
Well,
I look up for scenes, and then I'm like,
Star Wars, so you see.
Oh yeah. That's not
Princess
what I meant.
Leia
I mean,
with
Oh yeah,
and
she needed a bra, and they wouldn't let her.
I'm not saying she needed a bra. I'm saying they focused heavily on the fact that she wasn't wearing.
No,
a bra.
Carrie Fisher said, she goes, I should have been wearing a bra. The dress was not meant to be braless because you could see through it, and you can, it clung.
I'm just not saying that women have to wear bras.
No.
I'm just saying,
that was a Carrie Fisher thing.
Yeah, I'm saying that the scene was built around the fact that she wasn't going to
The
wear a
scene
bra.
was built around her titties.
Yeah, so I'm going to say a 0 on that one.
Yeah, 0. So
it comes out with 2 points,
2 points
on the inclusivity.
And the Tremors Index. Dun,
Where are we going to land on the Tremors Index? So for me, I think it falls below Tremors.
Mm-hmm.
It fails at the basics.
Oh, yes.
I think the characters, this is the scenario for failing the basics. Characters are sidelined, disposable, are punished for competence.
Mm-hmm.
Women are marginalized characters or outsiders who exist to motivate others.
And this one here is the most important, I think.
Power dynamics feel mean-spirited or regressive.
Exactly. No, I agree with you. It gets a 0. It's our first 0 on the
Tremors Index.
Well, that's not true.
That we just started.
Well, that we just started, but really, we all know that Short Circuit definitely was a 0.
Sure, if we had the Tremors Index to go by, yes.
Yes, but Short Circuit was a 0 in the sense of complete offensiveness and bad writing.
So ultimately, this movie is designed to fail at these things.
Oh, definitely.
So keep that in mind. We're not failing it because it's a bad movie. We're failing it because it's written specifically against that.
So like with Short Circuit, that was written poorly. It was acted poorly. It was offensive without they weren't purposefully trying to do it, but they did it.
No, it was not satirical in any way.
But here it was written to be this power dynamic. It was written
to be a horrible, dark, bad relationship.
Yeah, it really was. So with intentionality, it's getting a 0. So where Short Circuit would get a 0 because it was just a piece of shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I don't think it's a bad movie. I think you should watch it.
No, yeah, definitely.
It is a part of Alan Rickman history.
Yes. We need to fix this by doing a better Alan Rickman movie. Like Blow Dry. Blow Dry's funny and sad all at once.
In the future.
Yes, because it is. It's funny and it's sad, and it's definitely one of my favorite Alan movies.
Yeah,
because he's just an endearing character in that movie, even though he's a dick too. Yes, but not. And it's got Bill Nighy in it, not the science guy.
Yeah, not Bill Nye, but Bill Nighy.
Oh, it's got Heidi Klum in it, or Heidi Klum. Sorry, not Heidi Klum. Heidi Klum. Yeah, there's a lot of people in that movie. Yeah. A lot of famous people. Okay.
I did look into it. I have not seen it.
I love it, but it's more of I love it. Maybe not along the same lines as Strictly Ballroom, but it gives me the same feelings as Strictly Ballroom.
Nice.
Except it's hair.
Yeah.
So here are your clues for next week. The main character in this movie is only on screen for 3 minutes and 43 seconds. The movie is supposedly taking place in Maine, but yet not a single scene is filmed in Maine. And your last clue is Bill Clinton screened this film at the White House.
Nice.
You know what it is this time.
I know exactly what it is. I said nice. Sometimes I forget what we're doing, and even the clues don't hit me as to what it is. And I'm starting to think, well, I know it. And then I'm like, wait a minute, maybe I don't know this one. But I do know this one.
Yes. Well, and also I told you the clues earlier.
It is.
I don't usually.
But it's one of my favorite films.
Oh, no. Next week's movie is a good
way up there.
We have high hopes for this one.
Yeah, it's way up there for me. I don't think it's going to pass.
I don't think it's going to pass in this. Definitely not in the inclusivity, but.
Well, we'll get to that. I don't know. It may.
But one of the actors in this movie, he made this movie what it is. Honestly, true, I think without this person,
it would not have been.
Nope. Yeah. And as great as of the rest of the cast is, definitely
it needed the one.
It needed this person.
Sure. So we've talked that up enough.
Yes.
So thank you for joining us for Dark Harbor 1998. This has been Cozy Quilt Cinema. We really love sharing this space with you and unpacking the feelings that tend to stick around long after the movie ends. You can find Cozy Quilt Cinema wherever you listen to podcasts. I don't know how you're listening to us now if you don't know where to find us. If you're enjoying the show, subscribe, leave a rating, click that bell, something, whatever those things are.
You can ring my bell.
It's a huge help, and it means a lot to us.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad you went to the disco era with me on that one.
Yeah.
So thank you, and good night.
And you don't know the rule.
You know, this would have been
If I could do the Alan voice, it would be perfect.
This would have been a great movie for us to actually build a blanket for it and watch, because it's so rainy and wet outside as well as in the movie. And we could have literally sat in a blanket for it and watched the movie.
Our dogs would have been so confused.
They would have been happy. They would have been in there with us.
Oh, they would have been with us, but they would have been like...
And the cat.
But they would have been like... But Winnie would have been like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Stompy, 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 stompy. She would have like stomped on us until we decided, nope, we weren't going to do it.
She would have destroyed the blanket for
We can't even put her in our bed because she gets all stompy from excitement.
She's very stompy.
And she's a little dog. Medium.
Small stompy.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Bye.
You know, I look at you, and it's funny, you don't remind me of myself exactly. But you remind me of a certain time. I remember what I used to think love was then. I thought it was the fireworks, the explosions, the highlights. But it's not. It's time to go through the seasons together, through change, through the ups and downs. To be able to look your beloved in the eye and say, we did that together as one. We chose each other above all others. That's love. It's unexplainable. It's a secret that can only be known